The Rancor's Brothel presents The Curse of Strahd.
Okay, so we are leaving Argynvostholt. Well, let's just go right back. You've opened a trunk that has Pithur's name on it. A large coffin, shall we say. Coffin maker is already starting to disappear into the distance. Bats flew out. Did we ever figure out if the puppet... Have you gotten that far?
Yeah. I stomped on it.
No, I'm talking to Jeff. Jeff's editing.
What about it?
You lost it, didn't you?
No.
No. There may or may not be a
gave
puppet.
it back to me.
I'm like 90% sure I didn't, but...
No, I did get to that part.
Okay, well, if you recorded it, my bad. I thought I didn't.
He tossed it back to me when I was in the cell.
Yeah, but I thought you didn't pick it up. Anyway, okay, go on.
Amazing. There was extra secret episodes with you guys.
Yep.
Every other week.
Yeah, no. We record without you all the time, Matt. That's what happens when you don't listen to the podcast.
Going.
I'll listen to this one.
Only the ones we let you. We've discussed this.
All right.
I have a whole separate download set for everyone else. They're the ones who back on Kickstarter. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so there you go. In a puppet. What exactly are you eating? Is that lemon cake?
Lemon bars.
Oh, lemon bars and sarsaparilla.
It's birch beer.
Potato, tomato.
Yeah, that's what I said. Two different things.
That was the joke. Anyway, all right. What would you gentlemen who have taken an hour before we started like to do?
Thought we were headed to Vallaki.
I don't know. I'm just making sure. We turned on the mics. People change their minds suddenly once we start recording.
Vallaki,
Maybe you do.
Nope. Had pretty much the same plan for the last year.
Well, do we want to talk about a little bit of why we want to go back to Vallaki?
I thought we already did.
We don't need to do it on mic. We can just go to Vallaki and do it.
Right.
Remember this whole editor's note about narration?
Jeff is saying, as characters, we want to discuss
Oh.
why we're going back there.
As characters.
Hey, Unda. Do you suppose you could draw up a little map of the area? I'm told I missed an opportunity to have one earlier.
No, you didn't miss it. You blew it the up.
That's not very clericy language.
Can you tell we talked about cursing before this episode started?
Anyway, suppose if I gave you a spare bit of parchment, you could maybe do a little layout of the rivers, mountains, where some of the larger villages are.
We've been to Vallaki.
I'm sure there's other places. I'm just trying to get us a map.
I understand that.
Play you, I'll play me.
I am playing me. Oh, well then you're... See, I speak as my character at all times, whereas you like to make jokes all the time. in and out of character. Thank you. Have a nice day.
We're gonna eat another lemon bar, you
I love you. So, back to Vallaki.
Yeah, what do we want to go to Vallaki for, by the way? He said, trying to push the narration along.
No, I think we legitimately already discussed this, though.
No, I think you and I discussed this. I don't think we actually discussed it as a part of the game.
You guys just keep talking. These lemon bars are great. I love Kroger.
I know that
Please sponsor the Rancor's Brothel.
it's just me and Troy that have actually read the book, right?
Right. You guys never, character didn't finish it yet, right?
No.
We haven't had enough time.
Well, I don't know.
Ish.
By now, probably.
I mean,
Ish.
to be fair, you guys have been here for, 3 weeks? So, for playing Call of Cthulhu rules, you're only 2 pages into a 200-page
Too bad we're not playing that bullshit.
Please don't get lemon bar all over my table.
Off.
I don't care if it's on his book. He can grind it into his book all he wants. It's his book.
Crumbly.
Yes, I can probably make it that.
In the book that we found in the tower, there was a good deal about the Wachters in Vallaki and their relationship to Strahd. And Troy and I are fairly interested to go back and explore that a little bit.
I'm with you, gentlemen. You haven't led me astray yet.
Also, I need to go back to one of Lucas's contacts in the town and try and, well, I guess Lestat's contacts in the town and try and get some spell components if you guys will pitch in some money for them.
Yeah, I don't have any money, so...
I have some money.
Good, I have some more of my own money.
I need 300.
Beans.
Spell component for Revivify is 300 gold pieces worth of diamonds.
Woo!
So it's
Can't we just kill people and take them?
How many have you found so far?
I haven't been checking bodies for diamonds, I apologize. I also have been murdering random women with diamond rings on.
No, but Lestat told us about the jeweler that he went to in Vallaki.
Oh, right.
And I'm assuming that I can get 300 gold worth of diamonds out of him. I don't know how much we can pull together, but that would be a really handy spell to have in combat.
I literally have 10 gold, so...
What does Revivify do?
It's bring someone back from dead.
Like dead or like vampire
Dead.
Okay, cool.
If somebody drops in combat and is completely out, it's a raised dead.
It's not spare the dying. It
No.
puts you fully back, right?
No, you are back at 1 hit point, but you are back from dead.
Like making a new character dead.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you roll 3 failed saving throws.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought spare the dying is the same thing, but I guess...
No, that is to stabilize somebody.
Okay.
We were using it with artistic license
A little
to
bit.
bring people back and interrogate them and kill them again.
I was going to say, I thought we had done that in Horde, so...
So, going from Argynvostholt to Vallaki, yes?
Yes. Anybody interested in throwing in money for diamonds?
I mean, how much do you have? How much do you need from us? I'd be willing to chip in my share. Hey,
I have
are you missing-
225.
Oh, yeah.
You're almost there.
I'd rather not spend all my money on it. Because I'm not going to cast it on myself.
I would help you, but I literally have no money to give you.
That's going to be the best part when Jeff dies with 300 gold worth of diamonds in his pocket. Because, to be perfectly honest, the most likely person to die at this table is the same guy who wants the 300 diamonds.
And then we go sell the 300 diamonds.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, who else in this
Not
party
if you're in the
throws
middle.
themselves
Not if you're in the middle of the combat.
way
All right, well, then we TPK.
that doesn't get temporary hit points.
And also has a ton to begin with.
Right.
I'll give you half of what I have, so that'd be 81 gold pieces.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
I'll throw in 100.
Well, now I just feel like a dick.
How is that
Cool.
different from any other day?
No, my character doesn't feel like a dick all the time.
No. Either way.
Your character should
My
talk up.
statement stands in either realm.
Your character should speak up into the mic because it's really hard to pick you up.
Like you said, I'm the talent.
Then, never mind.
Start acting like you're talented? Was that where you're going, Troy?
I was trying to cuss less. So.
What a thing of you to say.
Damn it. Okay. You proceed to Vallaki. There was some talk at some point of stopping mid-route anywhere. Are you stopping anywhere? Or are you just going right into the walled city?
What did we
Place
say
to
it was?
stop.
Like 4 miles, 4.25 miles?
Yes, 4.25 miles.
Yeah.
By the nice map that Unda made? Is it Unda or Uda?
Yes. Unda.
Alright. Unda. Da, da, Unda. Sorry, go ahead.
Is that going to
It's
be
too
like
much.
I
our...
wasn't sure where you were going. If
much?
that was Hanson or if that was something else.
It was Hanson.
Is that going to... So, is that going to be right up there with our remix of I Saw the Sign? Because I still really want to do that.
So good.
Brothel sings the hits.
In MIDI.
Can we please Kickstarter that?
Acapella
Like
MIDI.
the very first,
Okay.
Instead,
The very first
instead of
recording that
Kids
we did-
Bop?
The very first recording we did was we started singing Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was great. Because
All right.
that just happened like the way it would happen in a musical where people just started singing for no reason. Oh.
All right, you guys want to Kickstarter that? We'll definitely.
I'm okay with that, but somebody apparently hates musical episodes.
No, I just really didn't like the one with the Flash.
I didn't see it. Sorry.
So,
Sorry, CW.
all right, you enter Vallaki then, assuming we're not doing anything. I made my rolls. Nothing apparently stalks up and finds you.
Cool.
You proceed.
No, not cool. I'm getting close to a level.
You know what? Actually, everyone can make a nature's a thing, right? Is that a roll?
Yeah.
Everybody can make a nature roll. Unda can make it with advantage.
19. Because I crit failed on one, I got an 18 on the other.
19.
I got a 4.
10.
So for Pithur and Unda, you both realize that probably because both of you spent a lot of time in the wilderness, there's a difference between your average nature, like your average sounds of the birds and so on and so forth. You know, you would hear like a predator catching some prey somewhere off in the distance, right? There's a very different thing when there are no sounds. Neither of you detect any sort of predator or any sort of natural danger for 4.25 miles. I mean, obviously it's the road, but the wilderness is 10 feet off the road. You know, this isn't a clear plains area. You don't hear, you don't hear werewolves. You don't hear predatory birds. You don't see any bats. And even though you've only been here for 3 weeks, Pithur, that's odd.
Well, I've walked part of this road before, so
Yes.
I would know that this was different than the first time.
Yes, you very much noticed that.
So honey badgers.
Okay, so it's odd. So what can we glean from that? Other than that, it's odd.
Well, that's what you get on your nature roll. That's unusual. You're not getting... You know, it's like in the horror movie when suddenly all the animals just stop making noise at once, the crickets stop, and it becomes eerily silent.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's subtle enough that the other two don't notice it, but you two guys definitely are like, I haven't heard anything capture prey. I haven't noticed bats or werewolves or no tracks, no sounds, no nothing, barely any snapping twigs in the forest.
Do you guys hear that?
Heard what?
Exactly. There's nothing. You find that odd.
Is it just as we're approaching Vallaki, or is it the whole way?
You said the whole way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Unda, this actually raises a point that I was wondering. I haven't seen any just game animals. I haven't seen rabbits or squirrels. Like, everybody in town eats wolf steaks. What's that?
Unda looks to his DM for the answer because I actually don't.
There's not much game. Like, that's why they eat wolf steak. Like, there aren't cows. There aren't. If it is, rather than having like herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, you know, like we structure our biology, Unda could explain to you that it's just carnivores that gradually get bigger.
Because they've basically eaten everything already, or...
For you, it is known. For the rest of you, you think that's really weird. Because, like, there aren't rabbits. There just doesn't appear to be any.
It's not a food chain. It's like a food, like, limp piece of twine.
It's just, well, it's a line.
Yeah, it's just a line of predators that get bigger.
This is new.
You're gonna come home with me sometime, man. We'll have, like, rabbit badgers. They're delicious.
You do know you've been to other places, so it's not like rabbits are foreign to you. It's just that they don't exist in the valley. They just don't.
Have you ever eaten a duck? Like, slow roasted. They're delicious.
Sure.
RPing. Sorry.
I don't know. I have not thought about the things that Unda has eaten. I'm sorry.
Improv, man.
Start.
Yes, and.
Yes, and.
Damn it.
You asked for it.
Roll the pencil eraser. Okay.
I will take wisdom rolls.
Was saving throws or just roll?
Just roll and add your +4 or +2 or whatever it is.
20.
21.
14.
22.
No, I'm sorry, 23.
What does occur to everyone except the monk is the letter Unda delivered from Strahd. Jeff is closest. He's on my left side. I reach my left hand.
We all know you like him better. Shut up.
Well, I do, but he's also on my left side. Seated at the left hand of the DM. That's a thing, right?
Wow.
More lemon bars.
Your passage here will be a save one. I await your arrival.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he meant safe one.
Yes. Thank you for calling that out again, Jeff. Appreciate that.
Strahd's just a tad illiterate.
Or could.
Or Cody just sucks.
Man, with all the funny other words in here, my apologies. I put save instead of safe. But yes, you find that your passage east is a save one.
Spell check.
Spell check wouldn't catch that because it's still a word.
So Strahd shut everything up.
All right, why are we taking the road then? Let's just cut through.
Well, we've already gotten here.
We're already about it.
Okay, well, next time, I meant, you know.
You approach the gates of Vallaki?
Open?
Yes.
Anybody on guard?
No.
Oh,
Is there smoke?
Not excessively.
noise from the city?
Minor. There is some noise, but it's not, especially coming from the west. That's where the Vallaki opened up a little bit more. The busy central hubs were north and east in the city.
Probably should head to the inn.
Sounds like a plan.
I thought you wanted to go to the jeweler.
Let's check in first.
Sure.
Okay. So you walk past the smoking remains of the Burgomaster's home. It's no longer smoking,
I'm gonna
but
say,
Well, when you hit smoking and then remains right afterwards, I was like just waiting for a name of somebody. Oh man, go ahead.
that one will start with a roll first. Then I'll let you know you're seeing smoking remains.
Right.
So
See, let's roll.
you walk past the Burgomaster's home, which appears to be much in the same state you left it, say 6 days ago, a week ago. I'm not quite
Ish.
sure how long you guys have been gone, but roughly. You walk past St. Andrew's Church, which looks fairly the same, except that there are, to the left and right of the door, there are two black banners hanging, maybe 6 feet tall, on either side of the door, just sort of hanging on the sides of the door.
Completely flat black, nothing on them.
Yes, just flat black.
I mean, as we pass it, I would nudge him.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to stop in.
Would I know what that might mean?
Let's
It
do
could be-
all the
could
things
mean
that
morning.
you want to do.
History? History or religion?
Roll,
All right, ace.
roll history.
What is that? 17?
It's a double number, yeah, 17.
So 18 total?
You know that many of the churches, the 2 or 3 churches actually, because there aren't that many. The churches in Barovia will often mark the sides of their doors when there is the passing of someone important to the town. So you would assume that that's the equivalent of a public burial shroud or public notice of death.
I explain this.
Okay.
Because we also did leave the Burgomaster in stocks.
Well, he's probably dead.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
But the priest could also have died.
Yeah, he could. I'm going to go in and check.
Okay. You open the doors, like I said, it's a little bit, it's afternoon. And you see, it's been a while since we've been here, so I gotta remember all my character names.
You're crying infants in the background.
You're crying infants.
It's going to be fun to edit that later.
I mean, they don't edit it when you do it.
It's true.
Lucian.
You see, the altar boy that you guys met about a week and a half ago, Yeska, is sort of standing near the door. He's just sort of wiping down things. Yes, you have returned, and he sort of nods to Unda.
Nods back.
What can I do for you?
How are things? How's the father?
The father is fine. He is in mourning, of course.
Morning 4.
His sister?
Is
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't differentiate with the no voice thing. I'm sorry.
the passing of his sister, and I mean at least, well, insight.
Are we all rolling that or just
9.
I mean, if you're paying attention.
18.
It's a 16 on the die, so 16 plus 7.
You realize that there's more to it. He just doesn't want to say in front of you.
Where is the father?
I believe he's in the back.
Do we happen to see the sketchy caretaker from previous?
Not at the moment. And about that time, you see Father Lucian walk around the corner. He says, welcome back, travelers. What brings you back to Vallaki? I'm glad to see you are all safe and in one piece. Are you all right?
The father saw me.
Oh, that's right. Nope, you're fair. Yeah, he did see you once. Did you show him? Did he show you the thing? Did you show him the? No,
I didn't have the amulet.
You didn't. Are you wearing it?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yes.
Okay. Retcon that.
We showed him the amulet
we showed him
before.
No. When I came back here at the end of
Well, yeah, I understand
He's
that.
his church.
But he's...
Originally, he
showing
thought
him and wearing it prominently are two different things.
Okay.
Have you?
he saw the hand,
Okay.
but before now.
Are you? And he notices the missing hand, and then are you? What has happened? What are you? You wear the symbol prominently. Do you think that that's quite wise?
I would like to see him take it from me.
I do too, and I crack my knuckles.
I admire
RP.
I admire your bravery. What can I do for you, fellows? Oh, and welcome, Vishnana. Welcome to the church.
Thank you, Father.
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
We're just checking in at this point. We want to see what's going on since we've left.
Well, my sister was shortly after you left. My sister was soon followed in death by her husband.
Who arranged that?
Yeah, how did that exactly go down?
You see him sort of look around. He says, "No one is quite sure. He was left in the stocks, and it was debated whether or not we should release him, what should be done with him. The Mardikovs had some input, obviously. Several people looked to me for my opinion. The Wachters had their input, and then it seemed that he committed suicide."
In the stocks?
No. Yes. There was a debate on whether or not he should be exiled, what should exactly happen to him, but before Vallaki could come to a decision, we're still looking for someone to sort of lead the charge in town here.
But he had to have been freed from the stocks.
He was freed from the stocks, yes.
So you guys let him out and then decided his fate, is what you're saying?
Well, he committed suicide, is the official story.
I understand that. But he was in the stocks. So I'm trying to understand. Thank you. Can I please talk to Cody about this? You set him free and then convened to decide his fate.
No. We were deciding what to do with him. Some people thought execution was the best stance. Some people thought to simply exile him. Others thought he should live his life. Some wanted to see him restored to power.
So he freed himself.
No, we freed him.
That's my question.
Yes. We freed him because it seemed inhumane to leave him in the stocks.
It seemed like a poor decision to just let him roam free.
He has no power. Izik is gone from him. His symbol of wealth that is his home has been destroyed. He's a raving madman.
Yes, that raving madman bit. That's probably just not smart to let roam free.
Not a lot of social workers in Barovia or wherever we are. Vallaki.
Unda kind of looks at everyone and goes, "How did this even begin?"
We don't have time.
Some jackass dropped a knife.
I see he is not with you.
We haven't seen him for several days.
Our party's better for it, I believe.
We'll find out after the secret episode.
I'd be happy to help you, but I'm not sure what you need.
So as you all gather, what was the Wachters' opinion as far as concerning the Burgomaster?
They believed we should send him east to the castle and let the Count decide his fate. While not unjust, several of us thought that would be
and your
quite
opinion,
a cruel way.
Your opinion was?
He murdered my sister. I would lie to say that I do not harbor some thoughts of vengeance, but after some town folk saw him hanging there inside, the remnants of his house, I pray to the Morning Lord for guidance. I hope that his spirit is at rest.
So who's running things now? I bet you I know the answer, but...
Officially, no one.
Mm-hmm.
Unofficially, does it rhyme with Rockter?
There has been some push, obviously, from the Wachters. The Wachters believe that, rightfully Strahd is the lord of this land and that we should, of course, follow his rule. They accepted the Burgomaster's title because it was a title granted to him by Strahd. So now that he's gone, I believe that the Wachters think that we should either send a delegation to see what Strahd would like us to do or to wait for one of his vassals to provide us with who our next leader should be.
Unda just sort of hisses when they say the walkers want.
Right. I think we ought to go talk to these walkers. I could speak for us, as I am fluent in sheep.
Who are the Walker's biggest allies at this moment?
He lists off a few townspeople. Insert name here, name here. The town seems very divided. The Mardikovs have been very vocal in not wanting to, totally commit to Strahd, but, we don't live that far out of the shadow of the Pillar of Ravenloft, so there is some intelligence to seeing if the Count has any sort of guidance in this matter.
And are the Mardikovs still... The inn is still running, they're still in town?
Yes, there's been no damage, there's been no riots, there's been no looting. The town guard is a bit in shambles at the moment. Without Izek to lead them, it's been a bit more haphazard. So obviously that is a concern.
Head to the inn?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you guys proceed into the middle of town. You get the sense that everyone's a bit on edge.
There are people about, though?
Yeah, no, there are people about, but it's very subdued. People go about their business fairly quickly. Sort of like that classic moment before the showdown in the Wild West. Like they're moving pretty quickly. They're getting to their stuff. Not a lot of people are hanging around talking and breaking out into song or anything. So as you proceed through town, you eventually make it to the Blue Water Inn. The Blue Water Inn is busy this afternoon. Busy but quiet. Lots of early afternoon drinkers.
Smells like depression in here.
Jeez,
it does indeed. You see Erwin tending bar, wiping up, and you see Donica walking around, passing out mugs of ale. Erwin sees you all and sort of waves and sort of indicates that there's some space at the bar if you'd like to sit up and have a drink.
Yeah, I'll go straight to the bar.
Yep.
Welcome back, my friends.
How have you been holding up?
Points at your chest and just sort of mouth agape.
Let him come.
Okay.
I believe the term is balls out at this moment.
Out with his out. There we go. Okay.
He's already sent for us.
That is disturbing. He looks at the four of you. Have any of you seen Corvus?
Yeah.
Not since we left your dad's.
No, not since we left since he left the Abbey.
He was still in Kretz.
Did he go to the Abbey with us?
He went to deliver wine.
Yeah.
I've heard word from my family. He went to Perez, and we haven't heard from him.
This place is very unsafe.
It is.
You've said every place is unsafe.
This is known.
Tell me of this Perez.
You notice Erwin nods with the Vishtana. This is known.
What can you tell us of the Walkers, especially recently?
You see him sort of grip the edge of the bar. It's like, well, I believe they wish to control Vallaki now. They have many followers. Some obvious, some perhaps not so obvious. And I think that they will attempt to take over Vallaki and make sure that it is firmly in Strahd's grasp. There's one thing I must say about the Burgomaster. He may have been wrong in a lot of ways, but he didn't give a damn what they thought about at that castle. Not really. I think the Walkers do.
Truly regrettable how that transpired.
Yes.
I assure you nobody in this current party is responsible.
As he looks around, he's like, yes, I do see...
Yes.
He is missing.
Missing, ran away with his tail between his legs, who knows?
Ah. Very well. I assume that you gentlemen would like a room, perhaps?
He's not even freaked out that Arena's not here.
That's a good point.
Like I see that Lestat's not here, but what of that blonde lady that you were so gung-ho about protecting?
We were going to get to that.
You say that the Walkers have a following. Like, how large of a following?
I don't know, but I heard rumors even before that she had secret meetings with people. It is entirely possible that this will make them more vocal and more boisterous.
How many are there? of the actual clan.
Of the Walkers?
Yes.
Her 2 sons. They're in here most evenings.
Right, I remember them.
The lady herself, and her daughter has not been seen for some weeks. We think that perhaps she's keeping her close at hand.
You've got the mom and the kids. Is there no husband in the picture?
Her husband passed some years ago.
Oh, okay.
And do any of the children have children?
No.
So we wouldn't be making any orphans?
Erwin leans over and taps in front of Pithur on the table. Your friend has also been in.
My friend?
The one with the leg.
Yeah, I'd have told him that.
She's not here anymore, given current circumstances.
Okay.
But she's nearby.
Okay. Did she find who she was looking for?
I'm not sure. I know she's been searching nearby these past few days.
Where nearby?
I believe she searched closer to the east as he nods towards the morning gate.
Where do you think she might be? Since she's nearby.
She has proved an interesting character. She can be reached if necessary. Just let me know.
How far is she, as the crow flies?
Close enough. He almost gives you a wink. Close enough.
That was a good jest.
Wasn't a jest. I was trying to talk in clever code.
No, absolutely.
I know you were.
Okay, thanks.
I also see that Irina is not with you. Is she safe in Kretsk then?
We have no idea what happened to Irina.
You ever have a festering wound? That's what that is right now.
Good gods.
When we went to Kretsk, Irina heard a voice calling her in by the abbey. When she approached the pool near their shrine, I can't remember. Did we see someone?
Yes, she was sucked under by a gentleman, flowing mustache and what have you.
Sergei.
By Sergei, the Strahd's brother.
Or as near we can tell his description.
Huh. Fascinating. Is she okay then?
I jumped in after them, and before the lightning struck the pool, they were seemingly unfazed by the water passing through it. Whereas it was clearly regular water, I couldn't breathe.
Huh.
It's hard to say. In this land, who knows exactly one thing from another?
That is fair.
I feel like he was reaching out to her and saved her. Strahd struck the lake and said something along the lines of, "She is mine." Don't know if that was she will be mine, or finally she is mine. So yeah, it's kind of up in the air.
It's just, I thought Sergei had been dead these long years.
I don't know the details. Rumor has it that all of Strahd's family is dead.
As a Vishtana, I know about the mists. But
yes.
Would I know of any other type of portal in this land?
Not that you would know of.
If Strahd would have the ability to create that?
Travel through the...
You would find that strange.
Okay.
No, you would find that strange. He moves things through the mists. Though you've never seen him move through the mists himself. Doesn't mean he can't, but right. He allows you to go through the mists. He has other powers, obviously, but...
Sure. I just wasn't sure if creating the portal was one of those.
It doesn't seem right. From what you know, that seems incredibly odd. You've heard stories of other darker things being involved in this land. You've also heard ancient tales of good things. Who knows? You know what I mean? But it doesn't ring a bell as any particular story or anything. So, what are you four here to do then?
Kick ass and chew bubblegum?
Sorry, we're all out of bubblegum.
I mean, it's our understanding it seems the Walkers work for Strahd, with Strahd.
Or at least endeavor to be in league with the devil.
Not to get too much
I'm
talk.
pretty sure they're in league.
Not to get too much talk about the proletariat here, but Erwin, I mean, they are nobility. If the Valakovich family was number one, then the Wachter family was number two. I mean, they are they established their claim to land and their claim to superiority through the castle. In some ways, it only makes sense for them because otherwise, their legitimacy as a ruling class, he says with air quotes, is strictly at behest of Strahd.
And obviously, things have not fared well since the last head of the city was taken out. Getting rid of the Wachters, I mean, if that was something to happen, what would you expect?
I don't know. It depends on how the Wachters and the Wachters and the Burgomaster have played subtle games against each other for many years. Now that there's no longer anyone to play against, I wonder how deep some of these games ran. How many people sided with the Wachters? How many people sided with the Burgomaster? And now that one power is gone, what will happen? The scales will tip, no?
Is there a strong enough force? Is there another name for the Wachters not prominent? I mean, the devil you know, as they say.
The devil we know is pretty terrible.
If the Walkers were out of the picture, would you be able to lead the people?
Perhaps.
As upstanding members of citizenry?
Perhaps. I think that while we do carry some weight, there are those who look towards some sort of right by might, like they look for some sort of legitimacy. I don't know that an innkeeper is seen as legitimate, regardless of my own personal abilities.
Perhaps the church.
The church would probably be better than me, but I mean, you're talking about Father Lucian and an altar boy. There's not exactly a lot of ruling structure there, but yes.
I would hate to throw the city into further turmoil, unrest, what have you. But I also, the Wachters don't.
It is a difficult choice.
It'd be nice to send a message to Strahd.
Who knows? I mean, he did name you the champions of Vallaki, after all.
Does the family name, I forget my pronunciation, Dilicinia, mean anything?
He shakes his head. No, I've never heard that family name. There are some differences, Troy, between that game and this.
Yeah.
But he definitely does not know that name. That doesn't mean that name doesn't exist.
Right.
It's just different in this book.
No, Cody's racking his brain to know if that exists in this game whatsoever.
I mean, with the name Leo.
Yeah, I know who you're looking for.
I know, but I mean, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
No, he does not recognize that name.
Okay.
But where did you come upon this name?
A matter to be discussed, maybe in private.
I understand. If you gentlemen would like, if you've got other business in town, we could always speak this evening. If you like, I could send for your friend.
That would be preferable, yes. I think we're going to visit the jeweler, and we're going to twirl around of I don't know.
I'm going to buy some arrows.
Scoping the Wachters? I don't really know.
Well, let me know if I can be of any help. And he turns to pour some more drinks to allow you guys to figure out what you want to do exposition-wise. So, you are now in the bar. Erwin has gone off to serve other people. Danica was waving at you. What would you gentlemen like to do? You're going to go to the Vishtani then?
I want to go to the Eulers.
I mean, knowing that now, I would probably trade the book rather than sell it, sure.
Yeah, you just know you're more likely to get a decent price.
I could go there and come back.
You could be back in about 45 minutes, an hour.
Yeah.
What book do you have?
It's a book that I found in Argynvostholt. It's the book, The Order of the Celestial.
Oh, that's right.
It's like the order, their order.
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't really of any importance. It's not arcanic, so it's just kind of...
Did you say arcanic?
He did.
Is that not a word?
Arcanic.
Arcanic.
I mean, arcanic is...
Well, archaic
Arcane.
would be old.
Old. Arcane would be magical.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So what he meant was it's old
magical.
and
It's
magical.
not magical.
Yeah, arcanic.
Arcanic was not magical. It's probably
Arcanic.
not a correct word, but I'm using it.
That's your words as good as your maths. Okay, you're gonna go to the Vishnani.
Nuclear.
Can't say nuclear. That really scares me. Who wants? What is everybody else doing while Lucas
I want to go to
goes
the jeweler. I have a couple of gold things I picked up along the way too. I wouldn't mind trying to barter for the $300 of diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with him to the jeweler.
Jeweler? Okay. You go to the jeweler. The jeweler is man with an eye patch. I don't know. See a man
Not
standing...
the same guy that he talked to before?
Different guy. No, you're good. Yes, can I help you?
Hi, I need diamonds.
Okay, diamonds are a bit rough.
But hunching.
All the puns today.
How many diamonds do you need? You're going to tell him 300 gold worth?
I probably wouldn't word it like that, but yeah.
Well, you need an amount that the book says is worth 300 gold.
Yes.
So a weighted amount.
Right. The problem is that he is going to tell you that demand, or that it is hard to acquire such things here. So he's going to raise the price above the 300 gold. Because
Okay, how much?
We'll say he wants 450.
So I pull out a gold statue, a gold candelabra, and ask him if that breaks us even.
Make me a roll of some kind. Persuade roll.
I would have rolled it.
And what was your dealing do? And what'd you roll, Matt?
7.
He tells you he'll knock 50 gold off of it.
How much you got now?
I will give him the 400.
Okay, you have 300 gold worth of diamonds now.
Somebody better f***ing die now.
That won't be a problem once we get to where you think we're going.
Okay, you go to the Vishnani camp. You go up the hill. They see you. They make a sort of hand motion that is hard for people to catch. You see the hand motion. It is a hand motion of greeting and a warning. You make the same hand motion back.
Yes.
They let you into the camp. You begin to speak in your Vishnana language.
Sure. And I explained to him, I explained to them on my travels recently that I've come across this book.
Yes.
Something that would be interesting to you.
No, absolutely. If when we go to places like Candlekeep, places like Baldur's Gate, such books are worth much, but such is a long travel. What exactly are you looking for? What would you like in return?
Ideally, if I could get out, I would like to get a health potion or something along those lines. I don't know if it's worth that much.
I mean, he's looking
I need some arrows.
They're willing to trade. They would be more likely to trade something like that than they would be to trade straight gold. Because obviously
I'm
they
not
can
worried
make that
about gold
exchange
so
right
much as I am things that I may need.
Arrows are no problem. Roll a persuade then, I suppose?
Persuade?
Yeah, I mean, you're just bartering. Unless you got something that you think is better. You're just trying to persuade Luvash and Aragal that you have something worthwhile.
Right. 8.
They'll trade you... How many arrows do you want? I mean, the arrows are... they'll give you 2 quivers. That's no problem.
Sure.
They'll give you 3 potions of healing. Perception check.
Does my passive of 17 cover it?
Nah, go ahead and roll.
Can he add 17 to his roll?
16 plus 7.
16.
2 of them look good. One of them looks a little... doesn't quite look like a health potion.
Figula.
I kind of look at it and kind of give him a weird... kind of cock my head.
Oh, my apologies. And he takes it back and he exchanges one for you.
Shysters for their own people? Jeez.
Yeah.
It's
the
East Coast, West Coast thing, man.
You gentlemen have some time while he's bartering, or do you want to just say barter time together and you're all back together?
Yeah, we can all just meet back up at the end.
Well, maybe I want to do something.
What do you want to do?
God, meet back up at the end.
All
right.
2d4
plus 2. And you got 3 of those. What would you guys like to do? You're now back at the inn.
I don't know. We were told to come back to the bar and talk to the guy, right? Talk to the guy?
The bar is still full of people. He intimated that you should come back and get a room and perhaps be there when they close up so that you could meet discreetly.
Let's do that then.
That's several hours from now. We're going to sit around.
Okay, do we have anything to drive the story that we need to do before then.
We can just go murder the walkers.
I thought that's why we came back here.
Oh, are we going to murder them? I thought
Not
you wanted
murder them, but
information.
do, like...
Speak to them at least.
Oh, go talk to
Yes.
him then.
Well, let's go talk to him then.
I just want to
Oh
warn
my
you.
god, that's what I wanted to do 10 minutes ago.
Well, you didn't say it. You had the floor.
Let's go.
So, should we take a long rest right after the short rest?
We took a long rest.
I know. We're after
We're
the
good.
short rest. It pissed him off last.
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
All right. Let's...
I have gray text to read. As you approach the Wachter house, is that okay, Troy? Can we be at the Wachter house?
I don't know, ask the rest of them.
Okay.
Yes.
This house seems disgusted with itself. A slouching roof hangs heavy over furrowed gables, and moss-covered walls sag and bulge under the weight of the vegetation. As you study the house's sullen countenance, you hear the edifice actually groan. Only then do you realize the extent to which the house hates what it has become. Yes, Matt. Thank you for saving your question to the end.
What's a gable?
The gable end is the end of the house. Like, this is the gable end. The peaky bit. Like, your rafters run this way.
Okay.
This is your gable end. It's the end that the rafters run perpendicular to.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
This is the largest house you've seen in town, next to the Burgomaster's home. So
now
it's
it is the
largest
Biggest houses in town.
Now, considering 40% of the Burgomaster's home is destroyed, it is the largest house in town.
Well, knock on the door.
Okay. As you approach the door,
While he's approaching the door, I want to hold back and hide.
all right.
Is there bushes?
No,
No?
it's pretty open.
Pretty open?
It's a tended lawn.
Mind if I go with you?
Is there a statuary? Is there anything?
Yeah,
Lawn
assume we're going
ornamentation?
together.
Okay, cool.
There's a garden like 75 feet away from the door. I mean, the way that the house is shaped, you could actually stand like 10 feet away from the door and 5 feet to the right, because it sort of...
Because
you
there's
walk
no
up on
windows on the first floor.
Nope, no windows.
Is there no windows on the first one?
Yes, there are windows.
Oh, okay.
He's throwing back. He's throwing shade.
Only at the wine rack.
You actually go up a set of stairs, and you go up a couple of steps and go onto almost a front porch landing area, but the house boxes it in on both sides, so you'd be like 10 feet from the door and step 2 feet to the left, and you would be completely invisible from anyone opening the door.
Okay, then I'd like to sneak around there and hide.
Okay, you are... And on this side of the house, there are no windows directly next to what appears to be the front door.
Okay, so I don't have to roll anything?
No, you're just kind of standing around the corner.
Okay. Just let it be known I'm intending to be stealthy if anybody were to come out. Go ahead.
Okay. The front door is a heavy wooden door and appears to be reinforced with bronze bands.
Is there a knocker or a bell?
There is a knocker.
Oh, knock the knocker.
As you go clap, 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 a few moments pass, and you actually see a little, like, eye slit just slide open. Shink!
Nobody sees the wizard, nobody not know how.
Yep. I expected that joke. No, there are two eyes staring out. I was trying to look and see if the person was male or female on the other side of the door. Okay, so you see someone say yes.
Lady Wachter, is she available?
Do you have an appointment?
I don't believe so.
Who are you?
I'm Pithur. Who are you?
The eyes narrow on the other side.
Have you not been given a name?
I will speak to her, and the thing slams shut.
This went well.
I guess we wait.
Sure, yeah.
Are any windows open?
Are you looking around?
Yeah, stealthily.
Make me a perception check.
9.
As you glance in the windows, you see that the two windows on the same side of the quote-unquote front of the house, it's not actually... This is not the part of the house that actually faces the road. You kind of walk up a little bit of a drive. As you look at these two windows right next to the front door, it looks into a very nicely appointed dining room, and you actually see an individual, bald-headed man, fairly short, with his feet up on the table. He seems to be, like, picking at his fingernails with a knife.
Now, we've seen the walkers before at the bar.
Yes.
Two
Okay, is
sons.
this one of them?
Have you seen them? You've seen them?
Yes.
No. You've never seen this man before.
Okay.
And you see a male servant go in, and You see a male servant go in, and there's something going on. You can't quite tell. It's on the other side of the room because it appears to be a large open room. And then that servant walks back. And just as you lean back from the window, the bald-headed man looks over, and he clearly sees you staring in the window.
Now, how can I not do a stealth check then?
Because I wanted to roll your perception check. And you rolled a crappy perception check. So I get to decide whether you see the things I want and be stealthy, and not be stealthy, or be stealthy and not see things.
But the whole time I've been saying stealthily.
Sure. He sees you staring in the window and gives you a rude look, and then stands up and disappears from sight. The eyelids slide back open. You don't have an appointment.
Yeah, I thought we established that.
You see you hear it closes shut again, clank. You hear some sort of click, 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 and the door opens, and you see sort of a burly looking man, 5'10", not a big guy, just sort of stand there about 2 feet behind the threshold with his arms crossed staring at you.
Shall we come in?
He remains motionless.
Is he like standing in the doorway? Or is he
No,
like...
he's a couple feet back.
I'll take a step in. Like just a step, like literally just a step.
As you step across the threshold, he sort of cocks his head and narrows his eyes at you, but he steps back out of your way.
Can you point me towards Lady Walker?
He steps... You notice that this is kind of almost a mudroom, and you see him step back farther into... So there's a door, like, directly behind him.
Mm-hmm.
He opens that door, and then you see a stairwell going up, sort of a small, what do I say? It's not even an entrance foyer, because it's only 5 by 5. And then he takes a step to the left, towards the windows Matt looked into, and opens another door. And now that he's like 10 feet back from you, he points into this other room.
Okay. I'll walk into the room.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Following.
He glares at you as you step across the threshold, but says nothing.
Is there a problem, sir?
Unfortunately not. He just thrusts his hand to the right again.
Because we weren't invited in, and I was able to come in.
Oh, I see.
That's pretty funny.
That's a good thing. I will take a step in, I suppose.
I'll follow suit since I've been seen with my f***ing killer stealth.
Do I
8
catch
plus
fire?
8 stealth.
You folks step into this room, which I believe I have a description for. An ornate dining table stretches the length of this room, a crystal chandelier hanging above it imperiously. The silverware is tarnished, the dishes chipped, yet all are still quite elegant. 8 chairs, their backs adorned with sculpted horns, surround the table. Arched windows made of latticework of iron and glass look out onto the small, fog-swept estate. As you step into this room, you realize it is indeed quite large. And as you look to it expands quite significantly to your right to sort of a parlor-seated area. And you see an elderly woman who is sat over there on one of the numerous settees. There's about 3 or 4, but she stands up. Here, 3 elegant couches surround an oval table made of black glass. All are set in front of a blazing hearth above which hangs the portrait of a smirking nobleman sporting a broken nose and a tangle of hair graying at the temples. Several smaller portraits hang on the north wall. I am the lady of the house. Please, sit. My apologies for the welcoming. If you've been in the valley long, you'll understand. Please, come. She indicates the various couches beside her.
I'll sit.
Yeah, I'll come sit down.
You guys coming in?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll sit.
There are 4 of you. Yes. 3 of you I recognize. The Vishtana I do not. Welcome.
It's not.
Thank you.
Yes, one could hardly pass up the opportunity to meet the heroes of Vallaki. She turns to the servant, whose name I still have not found, and says, Halik, bring us some tea.
I guess our reputation precedes us.
Yes, you 4 fellows, you sir excluded, made quite a name for yourselves. You've changed you've changed Vallaki. Be hard not to know you.
That seems to have changed quite a bit.
Okay, real quick.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming we would have discussed all this before coming here.
Discussed
What we're doing here.
I came to ascertain.
The whole point was to wing it.
Well, I know that you came here with with an idea of
Right.
what you want to do.
Right.
Would you have shared that with us?
I mean, I guess I would have. I don't really know what that is, to be honest with you. I mean,
Oh, okay.
no, I mean, I'm trying to, I don't know.
It's
I mean, are we trying to...
info digging.
Yeah, are we...
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you came here to start a fight or if you were trying to kind of
maybe
beguile...
If it became abundantly
I'm
clear,
feeling the room. I'm taking the temperature.
if it became abundantly clear that they were really trying to kowtow to Strahd, I was probably going to start a fight. That's
Okay.
what I was planning on doing.
I mean, I flat out, when it was brought up, I flat out said, yes, that's my assumption.
I mean, I think for
We
now,
established that there would be leadership in the town. I'm okay with, I'm lawfully neutralizing this issue.
So what can I do for you four gentlemen?
Obviously, the previous leadership is vacant, and we've been led to believe you're sort of a prominent family in town, so...
Ah, yes. The Walkers have been around for many centuries here in Vallaki. But ultimately, of course, all fiefs must serve their lord. Believe it is up to the Count to decide who should be in charge of Vallaki after Baron Valakovich's poor and untimely demise.
So we haven't heard from the Count then?
Heavens no, he's not exactly known to be, he's not a tight-fisted ruler as many think. He allows the various burgs and towns and villages in the valley to rule themselves, which we appreciate. If anything, I feel that he should have a firmer grasp on such things, perhaps some of the lawlessness and violence and roving bands of unsavories would. See, since I visually did that, I think everyone picked up the cue. She gives the Vishtana a strange look, and when she says the word unsavories, would perhaps be less prominent in the valley, as it were. I believe it would be a safer place were he to be more forthcoming. But be that as may, the Walkers believe we should wait for rightful law and order to be restored through the castle.
Well, you see, when I spoke to him several days ago, he sent me back here.
Really?
You beat me to it, damn it!
temperature of the room just went up.
Roll your bullshit.
That's not bullshit. Send him back here, did he? I mean,
he spoke to him, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's only half a lie.
So you should get to roll advantage. Cast guidance on yourself, dumbass.
On a corner. 10.
And I believe he would have provided paperwork, of course. I mean, you have something duly signed and notarized by the Count himself, we would, of course, entertain that. But I hardly believe that
Well, and his initiation ritual, he took my hand.
someone of your stature would be...
Short jokes.
Absolutely.
Can I see that? No,
Actually, we're on our way back to see him.
You're gonna hand him the save note?
Yeah.
The save note. Shall it ever be called?
Sure, I'll give it to the passive perception of 17. Does
Got
anyone
it.
else have 15?
14. 11.
You notice that she reads the letter with some intent. Unda, you actually see her eyes scan it and she reads it, but she's almost acting as if she reads it slowly. You see her looking over it quickly, and then her eyes are scanning, but they're not reading. They're looking very, very closely at the words, if that makes sense.
Oh, I see what he's trying to do, is make it look like save was put in there for a reason, like it's a cipher.
Well, I must say, summons to Castle Ravenloft are unusual, but
For
she
you
folds
common
back
people.
up.
Would an insight give me
For
any
you
info on
common
that?
people.
You can roll it. There's not a lot to get there because you don't
I'm
know
trying
her.
to figure out what she's doing, why she's just staring at it.
I'll give you an insight. Roll real well.
It's a +7. That's a 13 on the die, so
You're not sure. Need to be a really good roll.
Wow.
it's 13 +7. I don't know.
There's no 13 plus 7 is 20.
Okay.
No.
But I
looking for
said
something
I
a
was
little better.
stealthily looking through the window.
I said I was stealthily doing insight.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you know that she clearly is a vampire. No, you can. I'll give you this because you did roll a 20. She's definitely not reading it. She's looking at it intently for something. You're not quite sure what, though, because you met the woman 5 minutes ago. But she definitely is not... She is making it look like she's reading it longer than she actually is. She hands it back to you.
She literate?
Well, I suppose you gentlemen should be off to Castle Ravenloft, then. I am sure that Strahd will treat you all with the utmost respect.
Well, that's why we wanted to stop by. We wanted to just talk to you about the climate here in town and find out what needs you have that we should pass on to you.
Ah, most excellent, sir. I appreciate you carrying on the important necessities that Vallaki so needs. I believe that, as I said, I assume that some of his vassals will come along and give us information. I mean, obviously, what's that word? Is it tithes? Is it tithes? Tithe. Say, tithes are collected and passed on to the castle and so on and so forth. So representatives will come. If you could urge the Count to reach a decision quickly, I believe that would be best for Vallaki. To sit too long without leadership is perhaps a poor choice.
Who's gathering the tithe if the Burgomaster is no more?
Such questions that need to be answered, of course.
Well, if you want your family in the front running, shouldn't you give us some kind of documentation stating such? Since you have no communication with the Baron or the Count.
The Count is aware of the Walkers. As again, we are an old family.
But you just said you haven't been in communication with him.
Her name? Her name. Lavina?
All the way back to Lavina, right?
Let's see what that gets you.
Jeff.
Say it.
Yeah.
You guys just say
Perception checks.
Perception?
Yes. Perception or insight, whatever's better for each individual person.
Passive is not enough.
You get different things.
21.
On which one?
Perception.
Yeah, what?
You rolled a 1, so you don't have any idea what's going on.
Oh, then I guess I got a 17 on insight.
Okay.
Perception.
No. I'm sorry, I got 16.
That's fine. Perception or insight, whichever.
Perception of 22.
Okay.
Do insight, because he already got 21.
I mean, that's fair.
Okay,
We received a great roll on both.
It's the same
Perception, you notice that there's just a moment of sort of a slight intake at the voice at Lavina, and she's just a little bit of quiver, like just you hit a nerve. You definitely hit a nerve. And you notice for the insight, her shell for a minute breaks, and she feels very vulnerable for just a split second. Yes, Lavina is. What is it?
Ancestor.
That's actually exactly the word it uses. I thought it gave it. Yeah, yes, I believe there was a Lavina in our family tree at one point. I'm not sure quite when the Wachters first communicated with the Count, but as you know, the von Zarovich family has ruled this land for many centuries, so I'm sure his ancestors and my ancestors communicated at some point. Insight roll from everybody but Jeff.
14.
5.
20.
She's full of shit. Her passive, I don't know who Lavina is total bullshit.
What about the ancestors thing? Like, does she not know that it's the same dude?
No. Well, that's maybe the bullshit part.
Oh, okay.
But the assumption is, I'm assuming from the people who live here that don't know.
Like, everybody knows, right? Is it common knowledge?
No, I don't think so.
Probably not.
They assume. I don't know. I'm assuming that they don't think he's they don't know he's a vampire and has been living for the last 1,000 years.
I mean, you would know, having been here for a while, Monk, that it is, the monk would know it's not necessarily common knowledge. It's sort of but it is very much.
But the coins with his face on them are date stamped.
Well, yeah, that's his relative. Don't you look like your relatives?
No, actually, I think the milkman. You seen my dad, guys?
Okay, we'll do the Dr. Phil episode
does the
later.
corner
Okay?
of George Washington look like every picture of George Washington you've seen?
Like, it is... yes, you've hit on something that not everyone knows, or everyone assumes that he is a tyrant, everyone assumes that he is a ruler, but they all assume that the von Zaroviches, Strahd von Zarovich, may just be a title that each successive has taken up. You two realize that, though, because you've read more of the journal.
Right.
in recent years, it's not quite as much. The facade has sort of fallen off a little bit.
Okay.
But he's had marriages, and there have been babies born that no one's ever seen, and there have been,
You said there's photos. There's pictures. There's pictures on the wall.
There's paintings.
Paintings.
Yes.
Is one of them her?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Are two of them her sons that we've seen before?
I would assume so. Yes.
Okay. Are there names on these plaques?
Sure. They have their names on them.
Okay.
Lovina is not.
Hunters, right?
Yeah. But you are, like I said, 100% bull.
She doesn't know who.
She knows exactly who Lovina is,
Okay.
and it also it makes sense to you.
Unda has no idea who that is.
Right? No, but you just from reading people, she's full of shit. And it doesn't make sense to you. This is a lady whose ancestry is what gives her power over other people.
Right.
Why doesn't she know someone in her family tree? Particularly if, as they believe, this is the person who first made the connection with Strahd.
Yeah.
But there's something, you rolled a 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's something even more to it than that. But she's
Actually 21, but yeah.
I like your idea.
Can you share the idea? What's my
The
resurrection?
the reincarnation.
Yeah. I didn't get that part of it, but I got that she faltered. So I'm trying to.
But surely you gentlemen didn't come to speak of ancient history. You are making history yourselves here.
We're just trying, we're all, besides our Vishtani friend, not of this land. So we're trying to just learn as much as we can. And obviously, we feel somewhat responsible for the disorganization that has befallen the town.
Yes, I think you should.
Yeah. So we're just...
Oh, yes, you us right good. Sorry.
We're just trying to put all the
You
pieces...
paved the way to my ultimate taking over Vallaki, yes. Our title track, Nocturne, provided by Sleep for the Weary off their new album, Nocturnes. To find out more about Sleep for the Weary, check them out on iTunes, SoundCloud, Facebook, and at sleepfortheweary.com. Join in the brothel conversation on Facebook. Questions, comments, and suggestions can be sent to between2crits@gmail.com. Like what you heard? Subscribe, share with your friends, and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes.